Working as a tour guide in Canada. The job of a tour guide can be hectic yet rewarding. As a tour guide in Canada, you not only get the opportunity to take your clients to different destinations within the country, but also can have a vacation yourself when working. In the touring industry, there are different types of tour guide options that you can choose from to pursue your career in this niche. However, initially, you will have to put in more work for comparatively less. But if you are passionate enough with a flair for communication and information, you will be able to climb the ladder rather quickly. So, if you are wondering how to become a tour guide in Canada, fret not. Types of tour guides in Canada. Once you make up your mind to be a tour guide in Canada, and know what it takes to be one, you need to select from the major types of tour guides accordingly. Before shortlisting, question yourself. What do I like? Does traveling excite me? Which category fits my schedule? The following categories are the common types of tour guides in Canada. Museum guide. In this category, you will have to present the historical events and artifacts to your guests. Thus, it requires keen observation skills and accurate knowledge, understanding, and information. Adventure guide. The job of an adventure guide category is for those individuals who are passionate about tours, travels, and adventure sports. As an adventure guide, you should not only know where you can take your guests to make them experience the time of their lives, but also the operations and safety measures of various adventure sports and rides to provide better precaution. This category includes wildlife safaris, hiking, rafting, and so on. Motor coach city guide. In this category, you will have to narrate the story, specifications, and offerings of the Canadian cities, usually on a bus with a microphone. Walking tour guide. The walking tour guide category is for those who like to roam around the city and have proper knowledge and information about a city. A tour guide will have to walk the guest through the city who wants to get a closer look at the urban life of Canada. It is up to you to unearth and exhibit to your audience the hidden gems of Canadian cities, the most visited places and places that have the country's heritage. Tour director. This category of tour guide is quite different from the rest. The rest of the tour guide types will finish at the end of the day, while this one could be more than a day and even a week long. A tour director generates more capital than the rest. Types of tour in Canada. There are two types of tours that might be offered in different ways. Public tour. In this type of tour, a tour guide in Canada has a group of approximately 30 to 40 people who will join them for a few hours. Private tour. This tour will be booked by people who know each other. In this tour, the guest will have exclusivity because they won't have to share the guide as in a public tour. It could be for a nuclear family, joint family, or friends. Other work opportunities as a tour guide. If you want to be in the tour guide industry, there are numerous jobs you can choose from. Below mentioned are the mainstream career opportunities for a tour guide in Canada. Tour operator. There are several tour operating companies available that may hire you to regulate touring facilities for their clients on a semi-predictable schedule. You might also get an opportunity to lead a group of people as a tour guide for a specific tour. Start your own touring business. Currently, there is cutthroat competition in the tour and travel industry. If you think that you have all the required skills, you can start your own touring business in Canada. Be sure and ready to invest your time, energy, and a big chunk of money if you wish to start your own business. It is the most rewarding opportunity for individuals, as there is nothing greater than freedom. You will have total control of what you will perform. However, with freedom comes responsibility, so you better do your research and make decisions wisely. Independent contractor. Even when you are not part of a tour guide company in Canada, or do not have your own touring firm, you can still become an independent contractor. It is the most common profile of a tour guide in Canada. As it is quite expensive for companies to hire individuals on a payroll, tour operators often hire tour guides on a contract basis. The remuneration and tenure are negotiated between both parties. If you are working for a tour operator as an independent contractor, the latter will provide you with all the traveling details you require to guide your customers. Is training required to be a tour guide in Canada? If you are passionate about being a tour guide in Canada, but don't have any prior experience in the field, you can take training from various training companies. That way, you will also get a brief idea of what a career as a tour guide will be like. However, getting certification from any organization is not a prerequisite to becoming a tour guide in Canada. Getting training will surely help but doesn't guarantee that you will have a great career projection. In the end, it's your skills that will help you communicate and express yourself better, and that's all it takes to excel at being a tour guide in such a vast country. To sum up, begin your career as a tour guide in Canada if you have all the required skills and acquired knowledge of this industry. One thing to keep in mind is that the touring industry is none like other industries. However, constant learning about the city and the art of demonstration is sacrosanct in the job of a tour guide. You can take inspiration from what your competitors are doing, but you cannot make them your mirror. As a tour guide, being street smart and having practical knowledge of destinations is important so that you can guide your tourists effectively. As clients, your customers would always demand extra of everything. So show them what you can offer other than regular touring guides. The touring industry gives you an opportunity to connect with more people, whether they are your client or people who also offer touring facilities. Work for a company or as an independent contractor to become a successful tour guide in Canada.